acknowledge me. That is right. I am indeed the Golden One, Ricky Goldman. This is a channel that's soon to be Welsh for 2 days. It's the People's Wrestling Channel. We are just 4 days away from Clash of the Castle. This will be the Clash of the Castle predictions. I've got two guests. Before I bring them in, I do just quickly want to play this. Just a 30-second video, so I'm going to play this first. So yes, it is time for the predictions. So I'm going to my first guest in. He has joined me before. I think it was for AEW predictions, and it is the man from Domcast, Dom. So how are you today?
Good. How you doing?
All right, yeah. So what time is it over there? About 5:30, is it, or something?
Yeah, 5:42.
Okay. Well, thank you for doing this, and I'll bring my other guest. He's the man himself, the Irish Ace, all the way from Ireland. I like to bring in people from all countries, and it is the man they call Ian. How are you? You can just about hear you. Can you turn yourself up, or is that?
Okay, hang on. I'll just turn the volume up on the computer now. Hang on.
Sometimes headphones don't work with this. I don't know.
What's the crack? Can you hear me now?
Just about, that'll do, yeah.
More bit. Top the more. What's the crack? I'm not going to say top the more.
There we go, that's better. Just as long as I don't know if it's like no notifications coming through or anything, I can hear that on your end.
Yeah, I can hear him.
You're frozen. Oh dear. He's frozen. He's muted himself. You've muted yourself. I'll take you off mute. Oh, no, I can't. There we go. I can't unmute you. You muted yourself.
You're muted.
What?
He's muted.
Yes, you muted yourself. Mute.
Now we're back.
What? There we go. Right, I can just about hear you. Well, let's just do this. So, I think we'll discuss the card quickly first. I think it could be a whole lot better for after 30 years. Like, this is the card. But I suppose with Orton out, Cody Rhodes out, and Becky Lynch out, this is the best we're going to get. So, first of all, Dom, what do you think about the card?
For what it built, with Vince leaving, I think they did a decent job with it.
I think it could be a whole lot better, but that's just me. Ian, what do you think about the card?
I think you should really appreciate what you've got so far. Like you haven't had a pay-per-view like in 30 years. Like in Ireland, we don't get any live wrestling WWE shows. We get house shows in the Tree Arena, but we never have an official live WWE. We would have had NXT Dublin had it not been for COVID.
Yeah. Oh dear. Dom's going crazy over there. Oh, man, technical difficulty. You would have had NXT Dublin, but COVID happened, and unfortunately, you're probably not going to get it now that NXT UK is done. So that's a shame, because Wales got one, England got two, but
hopefully
COVID affected everything.
Hopefully we'll get one when the next Europe starts.
So I don't really own the matches. We'll just go randomly here. So we'll go to this one. I think it's a SmackDown match. Good that Shayna's getting the shot, but so for the SmackDown Women's title, Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler.
Liv.
I'll go first. I think Liv retains here, and it leads into Charlotte returning. Ian, what do you think?
I say goes to Liv retaining and then leads to Ronda's suspension being lifted, and then we get two horsewomen of MMA teaming up with hopefully Liv Morgan and a returning Sarah Logan, because she has been seen as fake and she was involved in the Viking funeral with Rowan Hansen.
Was she? Huh?
Yeah.
Didn't notice.
She was. Well, like there was someone involved, and they say with Sarah Logan. I mean, like she's perfect. She'd be the perfect choice. I mean, because now that since Ruby is over in AEW and hasn't really had the big moment she's wanted, like Triple H is bringing back his people that have been fired over the last 2 years. It makes more sense for Sarah Logan than Charlotte Flair. I mean, don't have Charlotte, like when you bring Charlotte Flair back, just don't put her straight away in the title scene.
Yeah, she did say on the Stone Cold thing that she's not coming back yet, but she's ready to come back. But I think just need a big star, but which she haven't really got.
I know, but like the regime, they need to learn from Vince not to just put Charlotte Flair back in the title scene straight away. Put her in something else.
Yeah. So Dom, who are you picking, Liv Morgan or Shayna Baszler?
I'm going to go with the Shayna route. Because
Okay.
when Ronda Rousey's suspension expires, I think Shayna and Rousey would be a good match.
Yeah, it would.
Oh, it would be a great match. I'd like to see it, but I'd say like Ronda is supposed to be heel as well in this occasion.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to, and like why not have Liv and Sarah versus Ronda and Shayna? I mean, like, and they could also be useful for the women's tag division.
She's not been heel. She's been getting cheered and popped for, and she's not really playing the heel. Just turning up on SmackDown, but it is what it is. So we'll keep with the kind of the women's theme. This is another match I think you'd probably just see on a random Raw. Big Dakota Kai and Io Sky, but again, so Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss and Asuka taking on Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. I would have had Io and Dakota win the titles. This would have made the match bigger. In fact, I would have a match for the titles. If you want to make the titles a big deal, and it's another match added, but So Dom, who are you picking for this?
I'm going to go with Bayley and Dakota and Io. Trying to get them rebounded from the tag title match, so try to make the group more dominant.
That's
my take.
So you're going for them as well? Yeah, I'm probably going to go for them. It's big for Dakota and Io, definitely. It's huge, but at least you played in a match on a random Raw. Like, is this anything big? And again, I would have had them win the titles. Last night, it felt very much Vince booking. I thought, is Vince still in charge here? Because he didn't feel like a good Raw, but
hey, you never know.
I just thought, why would you not have them win the titles? Fair enough. Now this one should be good, but again, probably.
You forgot me.
Sorry.
You forgot me.
You said you were going with Bayley, and sorry, I've gone in. Sorry, thought you'd pick the same. Sorry.
I'm going with Damage Control in this one because, like, yeah, okay, they didn't win the title match now, but like, it's too soon to put gold on the group. And plus, there was another plan in place for this because the win there for Raquel and what's her name?
Alea.
It's part of the plan because Trips wants to push Raquel Rodriguez to be a bigger star. Like she's always been high on Raquel, and she has the look to be a top star for the main roster. So like there will still be an opportunity for Io and Dakota. So, but I'm gonna go with this one because this is their first match as a group, and they've only been a group for months. So just give it time. It'll be all right.
I'm sorry for forgetting you. I just thought you'd picked after Dawn. I just thought you said were you going for the same. That's why I would have put the titles on the line, the finals on Saturday. It makes them the titles bigger and makes the winners bigger and makes it all the big deal. And it's just an extra match.
But why involve the titles now? Like, let them have a first win singles group. Like, you didn't put gold straight away on the Shield. Like, you had them win a good few three matches here and there. Like, this is their actual first match as a faction. So give them this moment there. So like, and let this be a start of a push for Raquel.
Does this lead into? I'm going to ask you both here, Sasha Banks, and because there's a lot of rumors about a lot of returns on Saturday. So does this lead into Sasha and Naomi coming back?
I don't know, but here's one for you. Does it lead to Tegan Knox coming back? Because this is the hometown of Wales, and like, could she join Damage Control or because of her past friendship with Dakota? And like, I think Bayley was very fond of Tegan Knox.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Dom, do you think Sasha and either Sasha and Naomi or Tegan Knox returns?
I can see a Tegan Knox, but I can see them holding off with Sasha and Naomi until afterwards.
I do think if they return, they are returning apparently, but they should return as a team. But do you bring Sasha Banks her on her own for a big pop? She's a big star. I would say, yeah. I think this needs some star power, but I would say I think they're going to return, but we'll have to wait and see. Now this one should be good, but again, a match you'd probably see on Raw. So Seth Rollins taking on Matt Riddle. He has his first name back. They did heat this up on Raw last night, so yeah, that was good. One of the. Sorry.
That promo was hot shit between the two.
Yeah, it was a good promo on quite a bad Raw. The Raw didn't excite me for Saturday at all. I didn't think, oh, now I'm more excited. I just thought, this should be good. So we'll go with you first, then Ian, Matt Riddle or Seth Rollins.
I'm going to say Matt Riddle because they never got the match at SummerSlam because of the Riddle injury, and plus this would be a boost. I could be wrong because they could start to build Rollins back up into the title scene, but I'll just stick with me guns. I'll say Riddle for now.
Yeah. Tom, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Matt Riddle. It'd be a good push for him.
And before I give my pick, are you both happy he's got his first name back, or are you not bothered?
Yeah, I'm happy he's got his first name back. Are you happy Austin Theory got his first name back?
His first name's back.
I prefer the full.
I think, yeah, he's better, but I think if you Google Riddle, he's been called Riddle for a while now, so why change it back? Austin Theory, I suppose, makes sense.
The reason he lost the first name was because he was being accused of sexual assault in his ex, so Vince cut it during the whole, and it was during the is it called the Me Too movement?
Speaking out movement, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Me Too movement was after Harvey Weinstein.
I just thought Vince likes just one names: Riddle, Elias, Rusev, Cesaro, and so on.
We did the Riddle thing because Riddle being accused of the sexual assault of his ex.
I'm pick Riddle here. I'm Matt Riddle. This will be a big win for him.
It would be, but like I could also see Seth Rollins winning because he could be more likely he could be back in the title scene. He's been back in the title scene after what he's done the last while, putting over people like Edge and Cody.
But does somebody like Rollins need a title, really? No, I don't think he's going to win the title, but does he need to be in the title picture? Does he need to... is he putting people over? I don't know. Maybe he needs that big win.
But Triple H has always been fond of Seth Rollins, and like when Cody comes back next year, if he's coming back for the Rumble, I think there's always been a plan in place for Cody and Rollins at Mania for the title.
We'll get into what I think Cody should do, I suppose, later on, but I'm going to quickly just play a little video just to promote one of my things. So to play this, and then we'll get back to it. So yeah, Protein Tees Goldman's. So we'll get on to the next match. Let's go with match got made up last night. Hang on. This should be good. I suppose it's star power, and it will be Edge and Rey Mysterio taking on the Judgment Day. Edge is a big name. Rey Mysterio is a big name. Edge is a Hall of Famer. But I suppose this is the star power they need. So far, the only good match that I think is anything worthy of a pay-per-view, really, a big pay-per-view. Dom, what do you think? Do you think is winning this?
I'm probably going with Judgment Day just to keep them strong, keep them going. That's my opinion, but anything could happen.
You think Dom turns heel?
I can see that. because they've been laying a little feathers here and there with Rhea and Dom, so that could happen.
Yeah. And Ian, who you pick? Who you picking? And do you think Dominic turns heel?
On Judgment Day as well with Dom. And his abusive relationship with Rhea. Which he never got.
Yeah.
The both of them never got wood. Wood.
So are you picking here? Just about here, yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking Judgment. I'm sticking with Judgment Day.
Yeah. You're going to do something with them. You could have them pin Edge, Rey Mysterio, not pin Edge. Rey Mysterio can take the loss.
If you're turning Dom heel, you have him attack Rey, and then you have either Priest or Finn pin Rey.
Yeah, and then you're going to do something with Dominic. I think he's been as pushed as far as he's going to be with his dad. So yeah, the heel turn is coming.
Yeah, it has to
yeah.
be
Hang on.
Mentored by one of the best. That's a bonus for Dom. Another one of the best, and that's another bonus for Dom.
And I've not put the graphic on for another match, but I think we all know what it is. Should be good. Gunther versus Sheamus. The Intercontinental title defended on a pay-per-view since WrestleMania last year. This will be good. Again, probably a match you didn't expect to see on SmackDown. Yeah, I think Gunther retains here. I don't think you take the title off him yet. Ian, who are you going for?
Well, I was a Dubliner. I've always been supportive of Sheamus ever since he came to WWE in 2009. I've supported him through from his face turn, his heel. I was a big fan of his work in the bar. I have a mixed opinion on the Brawling Brutes because of Pete Dunne being called Butch, but I'm hoping now Pete Dunne gets his name back. But I have to say Gunther for simple reasons. One, since Triple H took over, he did put more focus on the Intercontinental title when Roman wasn't away. And if you remember the match he had with Shinsuke Nakamura recently, that sets Gunther up to be a main eventer in the near future. I could see him retaining now. I see him retaining now. Here's a question now. We're talking about comebacks here. How about the return of an old friend to team with Gunther in the form of Timothy Thatcher?
Yeah. Would he get a pop though? Would people know? The majority of people know who Timothy Thatcher is.
The smart wrestling fans will know, some European wrestling fans will know who he is because he did team with Walter in the European Indies before Walter got to NXT UK and he got down to NXT. So it could happen. I was looking at a list of I won't say which site it was, but they listed 5 people to return at Clash Castle, and Tegan Knox and Timothy Thatcher were part of the two.
For the most part, it is probably the smart fans going to this. It's only the smart fans that are willing to pay to go to see it, or willing to. Some people paying $3,000 for front row.
Actually, here's one for you. Since we're talking about European wrestlers could be coming back, do you see Big Damo coming back because he recently dropped the Progress title, and he's been in talks? They've had talks, or do you see him going to NXT Europe?
Yeah, he could come back,
or do you see him going to the main roster to be with Nikki?
Well, hopefully brought up to the main roster with Nikki. That gimmick is awful. Absolutely awful. Can't have a heel superhero. Anyway, Dom, he's going to retain in, or is Sheamus taking the title?
I like to see Sheamus win because that's the last title Sheamus needs for was it a Grand Slam champion?
Yeah.
Then he won all the titles. That's the last one he needs. So I like to see Sheamus win, but I think Gunther will retain.
I think Gunther will retain, but it wouldn't shock me if Sheamus wins. It's a UK pay-per-view to send the fans home happy.
But you're having Finn Irish, but if you have Finn win, he's Irish, so
But does Sheamus at this stage of his career need another title? Not really. He's probably on his way out slowly. I would have thought.
Let him have the Intercontinental title completely a Grand Slam champion, because I don't know if he's going to get the Universal title now.
I shouldn't have thought so. So before we go into the main event, I'll just play another quick thing, and then we'll discuss the main event. So yes, and me, follow me, all of that, and let's get into the main event, which again, probably a SmackDown match, and certainly a match they've had on when they came over here and did the tour. It was on the house shows. So for the undisputed WWE Universal title, for 2 years, you're head of the table. Roman Reigns taking on Drew McIntyre. I understand why this is a match. This is kind of your only big UK name you've got. He's been the face of the promotion. But again, this is probably a SmackDown main event. This is not a big main event after 30 years, but it is what it is. So Dom, does Reigns retain, or is Drew taking that title?
I like to see Drew take the title.
Okay.
Just for a change up.
And then does Theory cash in or not? Or sorry, Austin Theory.
I can see Austin Theory trying to cash in, but I don't know if it would work out well.
Okay. Ian, who's winning, and does Austin Theory cash in?
I'm going with Drew winning because of the talk that Roman is taking a break, and then unless the plan is for him to have one, depending on the title situation, because we're also looking at Karrion Kross getting one of the titles as well, and then moving to Raw in the next draft. Does Theory cash in? No, because he's working a promo with the program with Johnny Gargano.
Okay. He's Drew the guy to finally do it. If he does it, it's just gets a UK pay-per-view. Drew's not on Reigns' level. I think Cody takes the title from Reigns at Mania. Cody's the guy to do it.
But here's the thing, though. There was never a plan for Cody and Roman Mania, because the plan for Mania that Vince had before he stepped down, the reason Roman got the part-time contract because Vince wanted Roman to have another long reign because they wanted Roman to have the title match with The Rock if they get The Rock.
But I think that's kind of more or less confirmed Reigns Raw. But if you have that for the title, that's super obvious who's winning. It's obvious who's winning anyway, but it makes it like people will still watch. It's The Rock versus Roman Reigns, probably the biggest match ever. Yeah. People are still going to watch. But I'd be like, yeah, Reigns is winning this. Yeah. So I think maybe Reigns.
Sorry. The match needs to be. If Reigns was facing The Rock at Mania, would it need to be for the? Would you want it for a title though? I don't think it needs to be for the title.
Yeah,
the Rock
it doesn't need to be. But it's big enough by itself. The Rock, the biggest name in the world, against Reigns after a 2-year title reign. That's probably the biggest match ever. I would have thought.
That's one of the reasons why Vince gave Roman a part-time contract before he stepped down.
And with Theory cashing in, I don't know. He's not ready for the title. He's not ready to be world champion. Definitely not. But do they have Drew win and then he gets that pop and then he gets destroyed by Reigns and Theory comes in and cashes in?
No, I don't think Theory's going to.
I will say no.
I say no because we see on Raw now that he's in a program with Johnny Gargano, so there's no chance. There's no time for present for him to cash in. Like there's still plenty of time before the next one in the bank. But no, let him work his program with Johnny Gargano.
And the final question: we've heard the rumors. Does Bray Wyatt return? I think he will. Heavily rumors he's going to do, so I think he will. Again, they need that star power. Ian, does he return?
Yes, I think he does return.
And Dom, what do you think?
I'll say he returns. He'll return Saturday.
He returns at the pay-per-view or he returns to Raw after it. But then again, there was talk that he booked a flight to Wales.
Do you think he returns to cost Reigns the match if Drew wins, or just returns and just turns up and just kind of just does a promo? What do you think?
I think he returns and attacks somebody. If not Reigns, no, I don't think I'd have him attack Reigns. Like if you're going to have Drew beat Reigns and get his reward for carrying WWE during the no fans era, you have him beat Roman clean.
Dom, what do you think?
I'd say he'll probably attack Roman after the match, like Ian said, to have Drew win clean.
Yeah.
So.
But hang on, you also have then Karrion Kross attack Drew.
That's what I think is going to happen. Oh, well, yeah, the Usos can't come over because of the DUI. Stupid.
Hey, they're gonna go to Canada.
They couldn't go to
You
Canada.
can, yeah, I don't think they can come to the UK either.
Yeah.
Stupid. It affects travel. Ugh. So I think Sami Zayn helps Reigns, and then Karrion Kross attacks Drew. I think there's going to be a lot of mayhem in that main event. But again, it's not a fantastic card. But like WrestleMania, Backlash, Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, I think this delivered. They on paper was like, that's the card. And then they were good. So hopefully this is the same. So Dom, do you want to promote? Hang on, this. Dom,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I have a podcast called Domcast. So
hang on, there we go.
available everywhere. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. What do you want? What do you do? 1 second. Let me take that off. 1 second. Let me find it. There it is. What did you on your podcast? Do you talk about wrestling? Do you talk about all wrestling, or what did you on it?
It's wrestling, movies, video games. It's a variety. It's a variety.
Is it all wrestling or just WWE or?
Oh yeah, all wrestling.
So WWE, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor, all that.
Yeah.
And so you do like video games and.
Yep, movies.
Is it just you, or are you joined by anybody?
Oh yeah, I do everything. New movies, old movies.
Yeah. Sorry,
Sorry, I take in movie wise, it's more than just say Marvel or Star Wars or Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, all of it.
And then when it comes to TV, it's more than just House of Dragons and Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So Ian, I know you've got a couple of things. Apparently you're a DJ, so tell us about that in a second. Let me find it.
Jesus.
So there's that one.
It's just my own radio presenter page. I do a few music shows on Community Radio 92.5 Phoenix FM and on a few online radio stations.
And another link.
Yes, my top show, Rebel Radio, airs every Friday night at 10 p.m. in Dublin, Ireland on 92.5 Phoenix FM. Irish metal and international. More than just mainstream now, cover all genres of metal. So
you've got a radio channel. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, for a metal show. It's more than just popular Kerrang metal or Metallica or Slipknot. It's underground metal. It's trash, classic, all the actual metal genres.
So you present it on the radio like a normal radio channel?
Yeah, on it's community radio. You can get a vote. You can most like for the international listeners, you can get online at phoenixfm.ie and any internet radio.
And are you on Twitter, Instagram, anything like that? Facebook if you want to give it out.
Find it all on the Facebook page and all that. I might be starting a podcast soon in Coat Wrestling. I'm looking into it.
Are you on? Do you want to give your Twitter out or not? Are you on Twitter?
You can find the Twitter page on the radio presenter page.
Okay, and I guess Facebook and Instagram and all of that. And my final question is: I'll ask Dom first. Are you looking forward to Saturday?
I am looking forward to it.
And I think
what turns out.
But I think for you, it's probably an early pay-per-view, isn't it? I think you did it at 1 p.m. your time.
Either 1 p.m. I think it's at 10 a.m. or start.
10 a.m. I don't know. It's either 1 or 10. That's what they said on Raw on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So
it varies with the time difference.
It's 6 p.m. on BT Sports, apparently.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to it, Ian?
I'll be watching it. I've got a busy Saturday lined up, so I'm going to try and squeeze some of it in.
And then, really quickly, my final question is, on the Sunday, Worlds Collide and All Out. It's a packed weekend. So, Ian, are you looking forward to both of those?
Yes, the plan is watch one on laptop and order the other one from PlayStation Store. Because you can get all AEW pay-per-view from PlayStation Store.
I watch it on some illegal website that I watch biography and Rivals and Nxt on. So I just watch it on there. And Dom, you looking forward to Worlds Collide and All Out?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Go ahead, try and watch both, but see what happens first.
I think Worlds Collide is on at 9 p.m. UK time, so I don't know what that time is in America. And then I think the kickoff show for buy-ins for 12, then starts like an hour, starts straight after Worlds Collide. It's like, a long night.
Are you saying World Collide's on at 9 p.m. American time?
No, UK time is 9 p.m. That should be a 3-hour show, I would have thought. I don't know. I'm just a guess here. And then right after is a buy-in for All Out.
Is All Out on at 1 a.m.?
What?
Is All Out on at 1 a.m. in America?
The buy-in's on it starts at 12:30, doesn't it?
Yeah, so that would be 8 p.m. over in America, and then I'd say that's 5 or 6 p.m. over at 9 p.m.
So a long night. And one final thing, Dom, do you have Twitter or anything else you want to promote, or is that it?
No, that's it.
Okay, then. Thank you for joining me. So I'm just I'll take you both now and I'm going to promote other stuff. So thank you to you, Dom, for joining me. Thank you. And Ian, I'll talk to you, catch you another time. And hopefully some people come and listen to your radio show. I think it's cool that you do a radio show. And I think it's cool that you've been on. Like I said, I like to get people from different countries.
Thanks. I had
around the world.
I've had fun doing this.
Okay, then. And enjoy Clash of the Castle. And I'll talk to you another time. And thank you. So, yeah, thank you to both Ian and Dom for being on. I'm just going to promote very quickly here. So, PMP, Pancakes and Power Slams, every single week. Dr. Chris Featherstone was talking about wrestling subject. Last week was about Bray Wyatt returning. This week is about the Velveteen Dream getting arrested. They do have their own page. Dr. Chris Featherstone will interview a wrestler. Last week it was Tom Pritchard. This week it's Wolfie D, NWA Tag Team Champion. I've not heard of him, but some people may have. So PMP, Pancakes and Power Slams, go and check it out. Once again, I'll quickly promote this again. So if you like your podcast, the first one, as always, is Domcast. Go and give it a listen. As you just heard, Dom covers wrestling, all wrestling, movies, games, everything. So go and check it out. The second podcast here, In Time Wrestling Podcast. Certainly go and give this one a listen. There's the link right there. Give it a listen. Couple of other things. I'll be as quick as I can. So if you like your e-feds, that one there first. So TWF Network, if you like your e-feds. This is all in the description, so do check that out. ASPW Network, so All Star Pro Wrestling. There it is. Go and check that out. Last but not least, with the podcast anyway, not podcast, sorry, the e-feds. Last one is REW Ray Dog Extreme Wrestling. Again, go and check this out. And Billy Ray Dog does have his own pro wrestling tees, which is this. So go and buy a t-shirt. He'll give you a shout out, and the proceeds of this t-shirt, the USA one, does go to a charity. More promo-based e-feds, if you're good at promos, a couple for you to check out. Again, in the description below. So PPA, Facebook Promo Performance Alliance, and they do have a YouTube. And last, again, but not least, with the e-feds, I'll quickly promote my stuff, and then we're done here. So NAW, New Albany Wrestling. Head over to this. I'm a part of it, so you must check it out. Pro Wrestling Tees, Gulman's All 5 Designs. I'm on Facebook, Ricky J. Pate, and indeed become a part of this. Ian is a part of this. The Battle of the Nation Championship WWE AW Predictions League. There's 3 shows this weekend, so that title is certainly up for grabs. Follow me on Twitter, RickTheBot30, where you're looking for my Linktree, RickyG34, and my blog, the best blog out there, the Golden Blog. I cover WWE, AW, so certainly covering this weekend, and indie shows. WWA World Wrestling Alliance on Facebook. Give it a like. For those month-long shout-outs, you simply like and subscribe. And as always, there's 2 reminders coming your way. The first one's right there. And the second one is right there. So, Pro Tees, Linktree, like and subscribe, Facebook, WWA, and, of course, Twitter. So that is Clash of the Castle predictions done. Coming up tomorrow will probably be Worlds Collide predictions, Thursday All Out predictions, Saturday Clash of the Castle review. So that again quickly. Worlds Collide predictions tomorrow, All Out on Thursday, and then on Saturday, right after the pay-per-view, Clash of the Castle review. Once again, thanks to Ian and Dom for joining me. Go and check out Domcast. Go and check out Ian's pages and his radio channel. Once again, very cool. He's got a radio channel, and I'll see you guys again soon. And it is Ricky Goldman out.